everyone, and welcome back to another reading. My name is Jo, and welcome back to Garden of Venus. Thank you to anyone that's returning. Hello, hello. It's nice to be out here doing another collective reading. Now, I've had quite a lovely couple of days over the winter solstice here in Australia, or over in other parts of on the northern hemisphere. It seems like you guys would have had the opposite. But there's been a lot of energy, contemplation, and release and celebration for the work that everybody's been doing in this collective energy. It's been really beautiful. And there's been a lot of ancestral messages wanting to come through. So I was directed to using this beautiful deck by Kyle Gray, the Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. And some of the cards that I like to use for my readings or mediumship sessions, they tend to hold really beautiful vibrations. So the message today will be about what does your ancestors need for you to know right now. So if you're directed towards this message or you're drawn to the frequency, then there'll be something in here for you. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. With that said, let's get into the reading. Now, I just want to set the intention if you'd like to close your eyes and get into a quiet space. So we'll use the intention that's within this deck. So I set the intention that whatever is gained from the lessons learned from this tool will be dedicated to the growth of all beings in all places for their highest good. And so it is. Alrighty, let's see. Spirit, what does the collective need to know from their ancestors at this time? Remember that this is timeless, so whenever this finds you is the right time for you to hear it. There we are. It's these. Okay, thank you. All right. Sage. Be devoted and committed. Now there's a little card sticking out there. Seer. See beyond the current situation. It feels to me like there has been there's been an option that your ancestors have been watching you go through and decide, okay, so how you're showing up in your world, how you're showing up in life at the moment. So through devotion and commitment to yourself and the life that you've already created, that's what that feels like to me. And then receiving downloads or intuitive hits about the situations that what I'm hearing is that take your energy and time. You've been asking for guidance around these things, and it definitely feels like you've been having this sort of temperance moment where you've been balancing the two things, balancing the committed person, being devoted and committed to the things that you've already created and what you've already started putting your energy towards, but then also asking for intuitive guidance on whether that is something that is for your highest good anymore. I know that with the winter solstice over here, the idea is through deep, dark reflections and incorporating understandings and meditations in that time about what we want to currently release out of our being, what we want to close the cycle on, what we feel is now done, that's ready to be released. That's been something that I've been doing lately, and we had a fire in the backyard the other night, and I'll be posting up a few shorts. I actually did a collective releasing ritual. So if you feel called to that, maybe watch that and tune into that energy and allow that to through time and space help you along that journey of releasing things. But I feel like for some of you, you've come into some information recently about it. What I'm hearing is it's a confirmation. I feel like your ancestors have been sending you messages about things that you've been questioning when it comes to relationships with other people or situations, whether it be in the home or at work or something along those lines, where you've asked for the truth of the situation to be revealed. And your ancestors and guides have been leading you to a path where you can find this information out. and they've been sending little breadcrumbs your way, and it feels like you're finally on the trail of that. That's how this feels to me. Connect with your emotions. Yeah, for some of you out there, there's definitely been a truth revealed. There's been a truth revealed that doesn't feel so comfortable, doesn't feel so great for some of you, and you're kind of needing to take stock of what you want to commit your time and energy to going forward because of this information. You know, your ancestors are trying to guide you towards a place where, through connecting to your emotions in the fullest way that they can be, you're actually going through an ascension in allowing feeling to permeate your life and being, so that you're not in a place where you're having to protect yourself a lot, where you're not having to stay in like a disconnected role, allowing you to reach that full cup, that overflowing cup, brimming with potential, brimming with feeling, brimming with ideas, creativity, and emotion, so that you can walk forward into this new chapter of life with, they're showing me like someone wrapped in a flag, letting their flag fly. Maybe that's a message for somebody, but and they're also showing me like a coat made of all of these like really beautiful bright feathers that are very unique, and the feeling of coming out of a closet, or like coming into a rebirth moment. But that's because you're having access now through the work that you've been doing, where you've been healing these things and balancing these energies. You can step into a doorway of pure expression and the ability to really show up in a emotional but totally aware and powerful place. Once we balance these emotions and we feel that we can wear them as a badge of honor and walk our way through life, there's a lot of really beautiful golden opportunities set to come in, and that's a beautiful thing. Take charge with authority. Okay. Yeah, and that wanted to be on this side. So it's telling me that there is definitely a feeling of taking control of your kingdom. There's a feeling of, for some of you, maybe you've been kind of hidden away by spirit or by the ancestors as their Trojan horse, so to speak. So, you know, having you sit on the bench until it's the appropriate time for you to come through, burst through, and be that star player, and using all of your gifts as you attune to embodying them. And for some of you also, this might resonate, where you've gone through this process of balancing, you know, your emotions, but also what you're spending time dedicating yourself to. And it seems like for some of you, there's been a need to dedicate yourself more to your spiritual practices, more to your development. And sometimes that doesn't feel like, to people on the outside looking in, like taking charge of your life. It seems like you're actually stepping out and away from your actual, you know, everyday life. And, you know, there is that balance there between grounding our energy and integrating the things that we've learned. But it feels to me like you're taking authority on divvying up your time in your life with your, you know, commitments, but also your energy. There's only one Lord in this kingdom, is what I'm hearing. And you deserve to be treated as such. And there is a divine sense that your ancestors are trying to mirror back to you through situations to give you these breadcrumbs, so that you have enough knowledge to have an authority on something, to really be able to accept and step into your power. And that's through healing and balancing your emotions as well. That's the best place to be able to step forward with that authority and that knowing as well. Oh, we got something very, very similar on one of the previous pick a card readings as well. They have a really distinct card that looks almost exactly the same, and it's Gaia, but it's the same thing. So Earth Mother, so feel loved and comforted. Fall into the arms of your ancestors, in the arms of Gaia. Allow this beautiful rebirth to take place, but do it from a place of grounded peacefulness. When you look at her beautiful expression and you feel the energy of this card, you feel like you're being wrapped up in harmony, peace, balance. You're being held in the womb of the universe and the womb of the earth. It's also about being comforted as you've learnt the truth about people in your life and your situations that are happening now. It definitely feels like your ancestors are trying to create harmony and balance within your heart and soul and your expression as you move forward. Everything wanted to be just so as I set up before this video. Everything wanted to be, gridded and lined, and maybe you're getting into a little bit of exploration when it comes to energetic gridding and lines for some of you. Sometimes through just sitting in energetic ley lines and spaces with those beautiful, magnetic sort of energetic highways, they can feel quite refreshing, quite comforting for a time, and that might help you to release and balance all of these situations and emotions that are going on right now. Let's see what else. They want me to take one card from this beautiful light deck, because I feel like where you're going, your ancestors know. Yes, and this is this is perfect. It was right on the bottom of the deck. So, Star Mother, how can you mother yourself? Look at that. Look at that beautiful energy. It really feels to me like your ancestors have so much love for you and for the things that you're doing for your generational line. There's definitely something about the female line in your family all coming to a sort of point, a crescendo in their development, and the ancestors are helping you move along so that you can really heal some of the things that had gone on in your family line in that way. Just move that one to there. So this is also talking about putting an emphasis on healing energies, and the things that bring you a game plan going forward in terms of prioritizing your spirituality, your healing, your care, your comfort is what I'm hearing, your comfort, your harmony, your peace, so that you're in the perfect vibration for the blessings that the ancestors have been wanting to bring to you. Okay, there's a lot of, energy going towards healing some really deep wounds for some of you that go back a really long way that you might have just recently found out some information about. Something of a family secret that's been going on, and that's going to take a little while to heal. But everything happens in divine timing, guys, and this is no different. It's definitely this one. Yeah, dance with life. Do something to change your energy. This is a call to action from your ancestors to help to heal at this time. Heal yourself. Your cup has to be full before you can help others. I feel like whenever I have heard this being said to me as a piece of advice or anything like that, it's definitely been, acknowledged, but they're not really considered as to what that means and what that is. My curtain's just randomly moving around. Hello, everyone. But yeah, it's talking about moving the body physically as well to try and help you along with this healing process. Maybe there's a certain way that Tai Chi or movement or walking or something along those lines will help to dissipate the intensity of the energy that is coming to you at this time. You know, as we are crescendoing, we're getting to the top of this hill, we're getting to the top of this mountain we've been climbing, and it feels like a tower moment is coming. But our ancestors have got our back. They've already plotted and planned the best route forward for you, but it can get intense, it can get loud at times. So when we find a way to shake off some of that excess vibration, that excess energy, um, we can really move into structured choices to help balance this energy going forward for ourselves. I hope that that makes sense. That they're making me hear the sound of, oh man, I don't know what they're officially called, but they're showing me the example of, you know, when there's two rods and there's like an example of electricity between the rods and they go room and they've got that kind of hum. The energy that's coming off you and around you is definitely of a similar nature, where it's having these peaks and troughs with situations that also match up at the same time, and that's a lot. So finding a way to get out into nature and be your own mother. Like, what would you, I don't know if anyone's a mum already out there, probably, but what would you advise someone that is near and dear to you, that you love so much? How would you help them through this time where there's been isolation, where there's been information found out about something that's really kind of pierced your heart in a way, and trying to balance out all of that, plus, you know, balancing out your own physical energy, it's kind of tough. So what would you advise them? I know that I would advise them to have a bit of movement. Give yourself as much peace as you possibly can at this time. And your ancestors really do love the effort that you're putting in to this. They love the diligent action that you've been taking. It's quite beautiful, the appreciation that they have for you, because you're doing something in your family line that nobody else has done. You might feel like you're walking a solitary path when it comes to this, but trust me, there is a lot of presence. Wow, would you look at that presence around you? Yeah. Pleiades, the Pleiadians, I love them. They're amazing. They're full of the most beautiful, lovely energy, and it says double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Gee, I wonder why you've been, you know, sitting on the bench waiting for the best moment to enact your soul mission and get you into a place where you connect with your feelings, and then you balance the excess energy, you know, because that's exactly what we have to do when we become channels, when we channel. Like, it takes a lot of calmness and meditation and balancing of my energy to make my channeled artwork that I make, or to even do automatic writing and you know, protect myself and understand myself through that process of who I'm talking to, what am I channeling, what energy feels like what. And you know, drop a comment in below if you're wanting a few more instructional videos about how I sort of got into that, and how you can exercise that muscle for yourself. But on a soul level, like, what are you connecting with? What are you connecting with? Do you feel connected to the Pleiadians? Do you feel connected to your star origins? We are all made of star stuff. We all come from a lot of different places around the galaxy, but the main message that the Pleiadians, in my experience, when they've come through, they come through with an immense amount of love and light, and they try to get us out of our own way, out of our own head. They try to encourage states of being that amplify healing through joy, through radiating joy from our inner child, from creative pursuits, just through being appreciative of every little thing around, of a feeling that you have, of a smell that you have, of a piece of food that you had, like amplifying joy. They actually remind me a little bit of the, you know, study of, or the main underpinning of tantric sort of teachings and learnings, but in different way, because they are quite different, but the same principle. So learning how to amplify feeling and hold that and recycle that within your being, within your body. I feel like that's a really important thing for the ancestors to bring that forward, guys. Wow, how blessed. Isn't that beautiful? All right, I'm going to grab a couple of, oh, Nelly. Anytime I use this deck, I've had it for a long time. It's quite, broken in. Whenever I do mediumship sessions with people and their loved ones on the other side, I use this deck. It was never decided for that reason, but it just always is for me. Maybe you've got a deck that's the same, but it's bringing through really positive things. But I felt like a big wave of people's ancestors wanting to have a chat. But their loved ones in their more recent family members that have passed. I'm seeing pets. I'm seeing yayas. I'm seeing, that's great for Nana. I'm seeing all kinds of older uncles and all kinds of things. Maybe it's that one, isn't it? Okay, it's those ones. And it was definitely that one. Okay, thanks guys. Maybe I'll do a session soon where we can chat to a few people's loved ones coming through, and we'll go through the list and just see what they want to say about everything. Okay, I've just got to ground myself a little bit because there's a lot of beings around. You are a spiritual teacher, Crocus. Share your wisdom with others. You were born to teach. Yeah, that's what I felt like the message was about when it came to take charge with authority, the Lord of the Manor kind of energy. Like your ancestor is passing on knowledge about the upgrades that you're going through at this time. They're passing on their wisdom. They've instilled generational wisdom within you, and you're just starting to unlock and decode it. I was going to say uncode, but that's basically the feeling that I'm getting. Like I'm seeing an old school, what was it? What were they called? They were almost like not a puzzle box and not a scribe, but they were like a codex, and they were made like a wheel with all of these different sort of moving parts in them, and they would help to decipher certain messages for treasure. And I feel like the more that you get into the practice of feeling at a great level, feeling your emotions, feeling energy at a great level, moving it within your body and getting it around to helping remove blockages as well through movement and dance, or like grounding yourself with your feet on the earth, allowing the earth to help to bring messages as it recycles the excess back into the ground. As you mother yourself, as you treat yourself with comfort and care, as these messages come through, there's going to be a lot of new learnings, new learnings on your path is what I heard. And even if the act of you in the morning having a cup of tea, or in the afternoon and having a coffee or whatever it is, having that moment of stillness once a day where you chat to your ancestors or think about them or try to get in touch with your guides would be really beneficial at this time. They're making me sort of zoom in on the contrast in this image. The light is really bright, the shadows are really dark, and to me there's divine clarity in that image, isn't there? So to me, that feels like having these connections and sessions and chats, and meditation can have a cup in your hand as well. It can be any way that you dedicate your time to, any method that seems to work for you. Some people like to have a chat when they're in the shower and they talk to, that wigs me out. I don't do that. I do like to meditate in the bath and have a chat sometimes, but I mean, whatever works for you, drawing, I'm sure that you'll find your own method going forward, but the point of this is there is clarity to be had, okay? These beautiful ancestors are teaching you something so that you can then step into your authority and take charge and lead the charge. They said lead the charge in development within your own inner circle, but then outer circle, they're showing me. So maybe you will be stepping into a role where you're teaching others what you learn from this time. Isn't that beautiful? I hope that I'm doing that. I mean, that's why I'm here. That's why I show up for you guys, and I love doing these messages because, I like to be of use. I like to be of use. Let's pop that down there. What else do they have to say? Release all anger, Snapdragon. Don't give power to negative words by saying them. Speak from your higher self. Make your communications peaceful and loving. And that wanted to come out right in this pocket. So right next to the card that made me feel like you were getting some information about the true nature of some people around you, or some family sort of secrets or things that were going on. And it's in between this sort of surrounded energy of how you would take comfort, how you would prioritize your own healing and comfort, how would you mother yourself. So for me to land in this sort of position and wanting to be here, it's kind of, I feel like you're possibly going through some negative self-talk. I feel like there's a bit of judgment that you're laying upon yourself. And with the Snapdragons, they make me feel like there's such beautiful uniformity in the way that they all are together and the way that they sort of set themselves as flowers. But if there's one that looks a little bit too different than the rest, and it sticks out like sore thumb, and I feel like there's been a little bit of negative self-talk to yourself about yourself, and there's been a bit of judgment there that your ancestors and spirit guides need you to feel and release, feel and let go, let your guides and your energetic ancestors and your family release and help you release. Don't be frustrated if things aren't clear right now, is what I'm hearing. We've got you, is what I'm hearing as well. Try to stay relaxed, at ease with your emotions. Whether anger bubbles up and you need to have a scream into a pillar and shake your body around and jump around and, within safe sort of realms, just go crazy on something, that's fine, as long as it's not yourself. You're not directing that inward, you're releasing that outward to help you move and change this. Maybe you heard something that hurts your heart because it's directly about you. Maybe there's been a bit of Chinese whispers, a bit of gossiping going on about you, and that's sitting with you a little bit too long and it's not helping you to release. Just remember that your guides, your ancestors are here to help you. Your angels are here to help you. Your star family are here to help you. Whatever resonates for you. The earth is your mother. All right. The earth is your mother, and she will help you to release this energy as you walk upon her. Okay. And recycle that energy into something that is beautiful for you. Okay. The last card here was peer pressure. Above all else, this is what I'm hearing. Above all else, don't let others to coerce you into a decision. You know in your heart what the right choice is. That's really interesting. We might need to get a clarification card. I know that it'll resonate differently for all of you. And if you're at the end of this message, I know that whatever comes through is going to be really important. So let me just tune in for a second and we'll find out what this is about. Spirit, what is this about? Okay, so for some of you, they're showing me the analogy that we were talking about before with the Snapdragon about being uniformed or being like someone else and showing up in a way that makes people more comfortable. They're not going to say it like that, but they definitely have an opinion about the way that you present yourself in your life with your friends, with your family. So they're kind of, putting through some pressure or some passive aggressive comments or some suggestions, whether it be out of, a place of love, but not understanding, sort of directing you towards fitting in or doing something a certain way. That can hurt your heart sometimes when you're showing up in an authentic new expression of yourself that means a lot to you, and to have people react in a way that then it actually seems to cause conflict and, it brings up people's insecurities around it. I mean, that happens. ascensions in energy. Definitely that happens. I've gone through something similar, where it rubs people the wrong way, and I've got to sort of stop in the moment and realize what's really happening, and that I don't blame anybody for pressuring a situation. It's not their intention. It just happens to be received that way. I mean, we look at every side of the coin here, but when it's, there's still love there, then, people can't help it. It just happens inadvertently sometimes. But you know what the right choice is within your heart. And in these moments with spirit, there's ultimately a transformation happening here. There's a beautiful, beautiful energy here. There's a beautiful transformation. There's a beautiful unfolding that your ancestors, your guides, and your spirit team have constructed over all of this time. And it's a beautiful thing. And understand that your wisdom is coming in. Understand that your higher vibration is settling into place, and that can sometimes rub people the wrong way, but that's okay. That's a them problem. I say that with love. That's a them problem. But as long as you're being authentic about your communications with yourself, releasing any residual anger towards that, allowing peace to come in, allowing that Mother Gaia to help you stabilize this new energy as you move forward. What a fast track you're on, mate. What a fast track you're on. And what a beautiful unfoldment from them. Is there anything else that you wanted to say, guys? There's one more card that okay, I see it. I see you sticking out there. Inner temple. Devotion. Yes. Thank you. So tune into the portal of your heart. That's what I was trying to not so eloquently get to, point-wise. The overarching advice and feeling is to prioritize healing, prioritize feeling, prioritize your emotions, your health, be your own mother, connect with your earth mother, your Gaia, our beautiful, beautiful energy that is there to help us and guide us and heal, and vice versa. We also help to rebalance and nurture her. So that is all the message is about. There's a lot of different things going on right now, but for many of you, you're coming into a devoted new way of co-creating with earth, with spirit, with your ancestors, and you're learning some really amazing higher knowledge things that might not have even seemed possible for you. And all in all, when we come back to our heart every time and we integrate that within us in whatever way we want to do going forward, that's where the true upgrades lie. That's where feeling and beauty and connecting with our soul family lies. That's where our blessings lie, where our abundance lies, that frequency, that absolute knowing and feeling within our heart, and using that higher heart knowledge to affect our lives, and then letting it trickle out to others as well, and being of service. What a beautiful reading. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Thank you, passed over relatives and pets that I've just been seeing hanging around. We'll tune in again soon, and I'm sending you guys so much love and so much thanks for being here, this beautiful journey together. Reach out, let me know if I can provide any assistance in any way. All of my details for readings, healings, and spirit drawings and things of that nature will be in the links on the description of this video. And until next time, I'm sending you guys so much love, and I hope it finds you well. You're moving into a beautiful place. Release and let the energy work with and for you. Okay, until next time, guys. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Mwah.